Hey again, it's Chris Gorman with Gorman Residential and Keller Williams Preferred Realty. And today I'm going to be tackling the topic of investment properties and some do's and don'ts regarding buy and hold. All right, so with today's market conditions, we see a lot of people, and I'm not just talking about real estate market, but markets in general. The stock market's at all-time highs. We've got a lot of people that are trying to find out what to do with their money. Where's the safe investment? What am I going to do next? And so we get a lot of calls about investing in real estate as a long-term strategy. I personally think it's a great strategy. But one of the things about investing in real estate is it's just like any other investment. You have to make sure the numbers all line up to what your goals are. So the first thing to consider in buying a rental property that you're going to buy and buy and hold basically, some people consider 5 years a hold. I think more along the lines of 10 to 15 years as a exit strategy. In some cases, it may be longer. But let's just, for the sake of the conversation, we're talking about buying and holding a property for at least 10 years. The first thing that you want to consider when you're looking at that investment is, of course, rental rates, and do they support the purchase price? And a lot of people throw around the 1% rule, which is basically, let's just say you're going to buy a place for $100,000. You want to make sure that the monthly rent is at least 1% of that, which would be $1,000 a month. In my experience here in our Raleigh market, it's very difficult to find 1% properties. But the good thing is, with interest rates as low as they are, and that's part of the reason why it's hard to find 1% properties, with interest rates as low as they are, you can afford to go a little bit lower. So what we commonly see is something along the lines of 0.75% rental rates. So $100,000, about $750, $800 a month. It's also, you have to ask the question of what's included and not included in that number, so that can be open for debate as well. Generally speaking, we're just talking about rent. Utilities are a separate issue, and utilities are not included in that rental number. But at the bare minimum, you want to cover your costs. So whatever that is, you want to make sure that whatever you're getting in rent is going to cover your principal and interest, your insurance on the property, any HOA dues, unless you're going to bill those separately to the tenant, and some buffer for maintenance, 10, 15% a month to go into an account and allow yourself to build some cash up for those inevitable maintenance issues that do arise. And that's before we ever get to cash flow. So if you can cover all those things and then some, then we're talking about a cash flowing property, meaning it not only pays your expenses, but then it adds some back into your pocket every month. And those are the best kind, of course, because they're making money for you while building your equity. So that's the first thing to consider. The second thing to consider is, what is the rental status? Make sure you get your arms around this one. Does it have a tenant in place? If so, the questions that you should ask: is there a written lease in place? What does the lease say? Does it allow the tenant to exit at will? Is there a notice period? What are your responsibilities under that lease, and what are their responsibilities in terms of who pays for what? Make sure that you understand that, because you have to honor that lease when you buy property and take over that lease. The second thing is, obviously, do they pay their rent on time? What's their payment history? Try to get a copy of that from the current landlord or the seller, if that's the same person. And if it's vacant, what's the rentability of it? Make sure that you understand what comparable properties have rented out for in a recent history, so that you've got an idea of what that property can rent for. And if it's vacant, has it always been a rental? Why is it vacant? Or is it that somebody's selling their primary home and you're planning on turning that into a rental property? So make sure you ask those questions to get comfortable with all that. The third thing is condition of the property. So you definitely don't want to buy something that you're going to have to dump money into right away, unless that is accounted for in your financial models. So you don't want to buy something, and turn around and replace the roof, or turn around and replace the HVAC, again, unless that's accounted for somewhere in your financial picture. So those are the three main things that you want to consider when you're looking at buying and holding a real estate investment property. Of course, if you guys have any questions about any of that, or want any more detailed explanations, I'd be happy to help. It's certainly something we do quite a bit of, and I do personally. Call me anytime, 919-645-7212, or chris@gormanresidential.com. I thank you so much for watching. I hope that's been helpful, and I hope you have a great day.